Hey everyone, the Real Behemoth here, back in with another video for Heroes of History. Today we're going to be talking about the Season 4 and Season 5 heroes and what we should expect. So this Season 5 message was just released. Season 5, Skyward Pioneers. Ready to reach new heights? Season 5, Skyward Pioneers lands on the preview server on December 18th, bringing two legendary aviators to your squad, Amelia Earhart and Bessie Coleman. Amelia Earhart, 5-star, image below. Amelia swoops in to save the day, airlifting the most injured ally to safety, healing them, and boosting their attack and movement speed. She's our first ever 5-star single target healer, a highly requested addition. Tired of relying on Ashaka? Amelia's here to give your allies a VIP recovery service. And Derry is with her dog. Dreams come true. Bessie Coleman, 4-star. Bessie keeps enemies grounded with powerful smoke flares that target the closest and furthest enemies, dealing damage and blinding them with accuracy reduction for a certain duration. Perfect for disrupting enemy plans and keeping your team safe from big hitters. Both Amelia and Bessie shine as support heroes who can either protect and empower your team or throw a wrench in the enemy's strategy. So clear the runway for season 5 is about to take off. Be your hero. So you see Amelia there with her dog, and it looks like, I mean, if I'm gonna take a guess, I'm gonna guess that Bessie is probably gonna be red. And Amelia, I'm thinking is gonna be yellow, but I really hope Amelia is a blue hero. Or if Amelia is yellow, then I could see Bessie being blue. But I would really, really like to see a healer on the blue squad, especially for Tesla. But I have a weird feeling she's going to be yellow. Hopefully, I'm wrong there. So, really looking forward to seeing how this shakes things up, because anybody who's going to be lucky enough to get her will just be able to push significantly farther in the game, whether it be in Tesla, whether it be in treasure hunt campaign. I mean, having a 5-star healer is critical, because some people and some folks now are approaching the ability to max their 4-star leveled heroes. From what I've seen at the top end of the game so far. And so it'll be really, really critical to see how a 5-star healer really shakes things up, especially being single target. I mean, with her ability, it sounds like she's going to kind of almost remove somebody from the battlefield a little bit, and typically it's going to be your tanks. So how far away will she remove them? Is it going to be far enough for your enemy or opponent heroes to attack your backline? I don't know. Is an off tank more critical in that other top spot? I have no idea. So it's really going to be very interesting to see what comes into play there, because it's really going to all depend on how far that she moves your friendly unit, A, and B, how heavy her heal is and how long it is, right? So her cooldown duration is going to really come into play, because obviously a lot of us are still using Ashaka across the board. And people are just now beginning to switch to Lily and Hatshepsut. So I really think that it's going to be a very big game changer hero that gets released on this season. Now for season 4 heroes, we've got Dracula. He's a champion infantry type. He's purple. He's also a 5-star. His ability summons a swarm of bats that attacks up to 3 enemy units, inflicting bleed for 135% over 8 seconds. Prioritizes heroes that are not bleeding. Dracula heals for 275% of his base damage for each bleeding unit on the battlefield. So my initial thoughts of his skill is pairing him up with Marie, and then the next hero I'm about to show you to mass bleed your enemies is going to be crucial. So the more bleed, the more he heals. So he can become an unkillable tank on some of these mob waves, depending on how much he actually heals for per unit. But imagine if you have 50, little minions running around and they're all bleeding from Marie's skill or something like that. And I mean, he's going to be healing for every single one of those. So it doesn't say he's healing only per hero. It says per unit. So that's really going to be very interesting to me. So it says he's a front line position, and he's got a heal tactical type. So it's not really a tank, but it's going to be really interesting to see how he plays. And at his level 40 ability, his bleed goes up to 199.8%, and his heal goes up to 407.1%. So it'll really be interesting to see what kind of changes. Now, paired along with him in season 4, we've got Abraham Van Helsing. He's going to be a red 4-star ranged hero. He's going to be of the genius type. His ability shoots 3 arrows at the closest enemy units, damaging each of them for 70% and bleeding them for 400%. So what I'm seeing by this is he's likely going to be against this is really going to be primarily against, Tesla and PvP or hero versus hero battles, but not really so much against the minions. I don't see him shining against minions unless he, gets some other type of addition to his skill that really plays into that. But he is going to be that single target and debuff type. So at his max ability, he shoots 3 arrows at the closest enemy units, damaging each of them for 94% and bleeding them for 537.1% for 8 seconds. So pairing them up is really going to be vital. I think that you can come up with a pretty cool bleed squad. And I think it's really going to be interesting to see how some of these new heroes are going to shake the game up. I think some of these are very game changing, especially paired with one another. I mean, in the most recent hero release with Ragnar, Leif, and Lagertha, their skills are absolutely solid, matched up together too. So I really think it's going to be a very interesting release. I think that they're releasing heroes at a decent rate, maybe a little quickly, but at a decent rate for sure. I think the game is really developing, and I hope that you guys are seeing a lot of positives from heroes like this. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to get into Lagertha, Ragnar, and Leif in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.